Hey guys, it's Eric here and this is my full comparison between the Infinix Note 8 and the Zero 8. We'll start off with the speed test followed by the camera comparison and then onto other features. Hopefully this video helps you decide which to buy between them. They both have the same storage capacity, but the Zero 8 uses 8 gigs of RAM while the Note 8 uses 6 gigs of RAM. There's also a significant price difference between them, and it's worth noting that this isn't a scientific test. Let's begin with the boot up test. Zero 8 booted up first in 33 seconds while the Note 8 took quite a long while to boot up 26 seconds later. I tested the fingerprint sensors on both a couple of times and they're both really fast. I can barely see a difference. I'll call this one a tie, wouldn't you? I closed all the running apps before this test. Let's begin with Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Play Store, YouTube, Geekbench. We get higher single and multi-core scores on the Zero 8. Antutu benchmarks. We get higher Antutu scores on the Zero 8. Skipping the games row for now, Snapseed, camera, messages, settings, Lightroom, speed test. Tested both on the same network and we get higher download speeds on the Zero 8 and higher upload speeds on the Note 8. Now let's open up some games. Let's begin with Smash Hit, PUBG, Subway Surf, Temple Run 2, If you made it this far, a sub to the channel will be appreciated. Moving on to the camera, we can see that they have quite a number of features in common. Now let's quickly look at some shots from both of these phones. While dynamic range is better on the Zero 8, the Note 8 gives you warmer colors that a lot of people prefer. The Note 8 also seems to capture subjects in motion a lot better, as you can see that the trees behind are less blurry on the Note 8. Here we get the same story, but let's just crop in a bit to see how the Note 8 is clearly more appealing, but when you crop all the way in, the text is more legible on the Zero 8. These were taken behind a not so clean car window, but you can see how sharp the Zero 8 is compared to the Note 8. The colors of objects vary between them, but greens do not look too far apart. A bit oversaturated on the Note 8, which is more attractive. Here it's the same story but maybe less obvious. I just happen to prefer the Zero 8's shots because of how true to life it looks, not to mention better quality overall. Using a human subject, I think the Zero 8 still adds a soft bokeh even though it wasn't taken with portrait mode. Other than that, colors actually look natural. The Note 8 on the other hand has all the colors popping a little bit more and the skin tone and hair look over-processed. Some people prefer it this way, not me. As for portrait mode, the bokeh on the Note 8 is much softer than it is on the Zero 8 and they both miss the mark here and there around my head and beard. Zero 8 maps the subject better. Though there are instances where portrait shots look a lot better on the Note 8 and the focus is precisely where you want it. Using the selfie camera outdoors, the Note 8 is serving unrealistic looking brown aesthetics, and while it is even less prone to overexposure, it doesn't come close to the Zero 8's overall image quality. I mean, look at the details in that hair. Using portrait mode, they appear to have the same margin for error. For phones with dual front-facing cameras, I have definitely seen better bokeh. Let's go inside. The selfie cameras indoors look great on both, very bright, and I actually prefer the skin tone on the Note 8. If we crop in a bit, we can see how the Note 8 looks sharper ever so slightly. Using the primary camera is definitely not ideal without proper lighting on both of these guys, as they look way too soft. I look kind of lifeless on the Note 8 while the Zero 8 still retains my complexion. With portrait mode, Zero 8 fares better with the selfie camera, but both of these are smoothing way too much. You definitely need more light for decent portrait mode. Same story for the portrait mode on the back camera indoors. The Note 8 is doing slightly better here. The dual front-facing flash of the Note 8 definitely shows in the results produced compared to the single LED flash of the Zero 8. Using night mode on both, Zero 8 looks like the better shot at first glance, but when you go a little closer, you can see that everything looks blurrier than the Note 8's photo. These are extreme conditions, so we cannot really expect good results here. The Infinix Note 8 shoots videos in 2K from its primary and secondary cameras, while the Zero 8 shoots in 4K from both.
So guys, we are shooting with the front-facing camera of the Zero 8 and the Note 8, and the Zero 8 is shooting in 4K while the Note 8 is shooting in 2K. I'm just going to move around so you guys can see how much it shakes while it's shooting in this highest resolution, and then I'll switch to 1080p where you have that image stabilization, electronic image stabilization kick in. Now we are shooting with the selfie camera in 1080p from both of these cameras, and the EIS is turned on both. So I'm just going to move around to show you guys if the EIS is the same on both of these phones. So far I feel like the Zero 8 has a wider field of view. In my experience, I can see that, you know, I have to go all the way back just to put myself in the middle, and it's still not in the middle of both of these. So I'm going to switch over to the back camera to show you guys what that looks like. So we have 2K now from the Note 8 and 4K from the Zero 8. This is just showing you guys the back camera. All right, so I'm going to switch over to a human subject right now so I can show you guys what it looks like, skin tones and all. I can't see the viewfinder, but I'm guessing that the Zero 8 also has a wider field of view. My hand is completely stretched out so you guys can get the idea of that. I'm just going to walk around a bit. There's no image stabilization when you use the highest resolution setting on both of these cameras. So yeah, so now we are filming in 1080p. Both of these are stabilized using the back camera, and I'm just going to do the same thing that I did for the highest resolution setting on both of these. Right now my hands are stretched all the way back, and you can kind of see how the image stabilization is on both of these guys and see which one is better. They are both on the same tripod, so you have the same amount of shakes on both of these. So let me know what you think in the comments.
The speed test outcome was predictable because the Helio G90T on the Zero 8 far outclasses the G80 on the Note 8. The Zero 8's camera may be better overall, but the Note 8 has a few tricks up its sleeve, as you've already seen. Note 8 also has the dual stereo speakers, and here's what that sounds like. Looking at the 90Hz refresh rate paired with the full HD Plus resolution on the Zero 8 side by side the 60Hz HD Plus on the Note 8, I think this will definitely sway a lot of people to pay the price difference for the Zero 8. It however doesn't do the Zero 8's battery life any favors, and the battery is also 13% smaller than the Note 8's battery, so expect significantly better battery life on the Note 8. Zero 8 does have that faster 33 watts charging speed in its favor. In a lot of ways, the Zero 8 is by far better than the Note 8, and that's why you should actually get it if your budget is right. If not, Note 8 will easily save you about 26,000 Naira, which converts to $50 US. If you're still unsure about which to buy, you should definitely check out my review of both, and maybe also see the Zero 8 versus Note 8 while you're at it. All the links will be in the description. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and share it. Also follow me on Twitter and Instagram to see what I'm up to. Please subscribe for more videos like this, as it will mean a lot to me, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.